Tav X, Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I would definitely have to say that is the most important thing in the nation of Israel, family. It's purity and it's becoming one. How do we become pure? Well, you're going to have to serve the Most High and Him alone. No idols, no JC, no Christ, no Yeshua, no Yahushua, no Yehoshua. Nobody going up on a cross and being killed and dying for the sins of you or anybody else. None of that nonsense. The only way to purity is through the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Jacob, the great I am, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yah, the almighty God, the God of the Hebrews, the God of Daniel, that one. Serve him and him alone, and do your best to keep the commandments to the best of your abilities. Make that the number one priority. That's how we become pure, y'all. And when we become pure, that's going to link us right into becoming one, because you become pure through keeping the commandments. And the commandments, you are commanded to love your brothers and sisters. That's not a request. It's not something to ponder about or think about. That is a order. It's a commandment. The commandments bring order. Hebrews. And right now, before I start running my big black mouth, y'all know we always give it a few minutes to see if any brews gonna come up in here. So as you come through the door, whether you're on the live or the playback, smash that like button and also share this video so that another Hebrew can hear this just like you hearing it, so that we can work on becoming pure and work on becoming one. We're going to take a few minutes, Hebrews, listen to some tunes.
Fuller Hairs discovers.
Blessed be Yahweh, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war, and my fingers to fight. My goodness, and my fortress, my high tower, and my deliverer, my shield. And he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. Yahweh, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him? Or the Son of Man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away. Bow thy heavens, O Yahweh, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. Send thine hand from above. Rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song. unto thee, O God, upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. Will I sing praises unto thee? It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword.
Tav X,
Rid
Hebrews.
me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood, that our sons may be a plant grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garners may be full,
Tav X, Hebrews.
affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yeah, happy is that people whose God is Yahweh.
All praises to the Most High God, the Mighty One of Jacob. Hebrews, if you're just coming through the door, if you haven't hit it already, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, Hebrews, subscribe to the channel. We're going to listen to one more song and then we're going to get into it. I hope everybody's having a good day out there right now, wherever you may find yourself. There won't be no more lies. We know that time has finally come. We'll change the wrong to right. So if you always trying to find the bottom line, just keep your love and life to go and be in the peace of life. I know that everything is gonna be alright. He's coming back like he said he would.
It's gonna be hard. He's coming back for the true and good.
Top X Hebrews, purity and becoming one.
Just like you said,
and happiness is on my Tavex Hebrews. Tavex Hebrews, purity and becoming one. If you haven't hit that like button already, Hebrews, I would encourage you to hit that like button. And look, not because you like me, but because you like what we do over here. We bringing out the truth, all right? And we know what we doing. We are all over here, and it ain't just over here. This is just one of the places that is going on at. But we are all who serve the Most High and Him only. We working our best to keep the commandments, and we working our best to turn others to keep the commandments and serve the Most High only as well. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised what the Most High will do for you and to you when you are out here engaging in the kind of activities that will make the Most High proud. Okay? You guys got to remember. And when I say you guys, that goes double and triple for me. I got to remember that the Most High made us for a purpose. And we're supposed to be serving Him and Him only and turning others to that as well. And when we do that, our day is going to come. Dare I say, our day is already here, Hebrews. Whether you can see it or not, whether you believe it or not, our day is already here. Hit that like button as you enter the building. Give me 1 second, Hebrews. I had to find this real quick and pull this up. I want you guys to hear this. I want you guys to hear this. Because by default, right? By default, when we serve the Most High and Him only, and we break our necks and break our backs to keep the commandments, we're going to do certain things by default without even trying. It's just a byproduct. We got J.R. Meadows in the building, cooking with numbers 25. Brother J.R. Meadows says, thumbs up, people. Grand rising, my brother. Strength emoji 100. Hey, grand rising to you, brother J.R. Meadows, and grand rising to any of you Hebrews out there who may happen to come across this live stream right now. And I know I'm on earlier than normal. The majority of the times, here lately, I haven't had to do slavery on the weekends. So it just wasn't an option, right? But most of the times when I go live on the weekends, it usually be Saturday evening, Saturday night, right? I know most of you guys, you're not expecting to see me up here at the time I am now, East Coast time. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. It's like 10 minutes to 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning, East Coast time, baby. I know most of y'all not used to seeing me on here right now, but it's all good. I'm doing a family pop-up right now. You know how you just pop up over your family house unannounced? You just show up at the door. That's what I'm doing right now. Just pulling up on y'all niggas off the early morn. Some of y'all did have to go to slavery today. Some of y'all might be in slavery right now watching this video or listening to this video. Or you might just be rolling over in your bed. You know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about hanging out with family. We ain't got to rush. Because guess what? Somebody will come over here and say, man, would you just get to it? Nigga, get out of here. This is not for you. I'm pulling up with my family right now. We chopping it up, hanging out, riding low. You feel me? That's what we doing over here. So I ain't got to be in a rush to do nothing. I'm kicking it with my niggas out here right now. And I got love for all you niggas out there. Worldwide. Worldwide. Worldwide, baby. We scattered into all nations. And there's only a remnant of us, though, who going to turn back to the Most High. Even though we more than the sands of the sea, the majority of our people are going to be brutally killed by the Lord of hosts. Okay? Viciously. The majority of our people. That's what's going to happen to them. But there is a remnant, and I pray to the Most High that we all are a part of that remnant. And there's also a remnant of Gentiles out there who are going to cleave to us. They're going to abandon their people, and they're going to come over here and side with our God and with his children, which is us. There's a remnant of Gentiles out there. And you know what? Peace to you Gentiles out there who are a part of that remnant. You come on over, okay? Find you some Most High only Hebrews out there and cling to them for dear life. Follow their instructions, follow their orders. If you have resources, you need to be blessing them. If you got it, we know all you Gentiles out there don't have a lot of resources, but many of you do. If you are a Gentile out there and you have numerous resources and you want to cleave to the nation of Israel, you should be physically and financially blessing those Israelites that you know, that you cleaving to. Whether you know them in the physical world, whether you met them online, whether they work at your job, live in your neighborhood, whatever. The Most High is the master designer. He got this thing set up the way he wanted to. Okay? So shout out to the 12 tribes and much love worldwide, wherever you are. Stay strong, Hebrews, because we are in the thick of the smoke right now. You guys can smell the smoke out there. Can't you smell the smoke, Hebrew? Especially if you grew up in the kind of environment where there was always smoke. And I ain't talking about smoke from a chimney. I'm talking about beef. I'm talking about conflict. I'm talking about back and forth, whether that's fighting, shooting, stabbings, jumpings, lynchings, whatever it is. You guys can sense and feel when it's smoke in the air. And we got that same feeling right now because the world is coming to an end, Hebrew. And since that world is coming to an end, we got to hold on for dear life. And the only way we can hold on for dear life, we got to turn to the Most High and him only. Do our best to keep the commandments. Break our necks to keep the commandments. And talk about it often. Talk about the goodness of Yahweh. Talk about his strength, his might, his glory. Give praises to him, you guys. Sing praises to the Most High. Bless be Yahweh, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war, and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower. We got to sing those songs to the Most High. And you know what? You can make up your own songs, you guys. You can freestyle a song to the Most High. He likes that thing, y'all. When you start praising the Most High, worshiping him and him only, leave all the idols out, like I said, you'll be surprised what the Most High will do. He'll come through. He'll show you signs and wonders. Check this out, y'all. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And Noah, let me go up a verse before that and maybe one after so you can see what's going on here, Hebrew. Check this out. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. You see that? There's all kind of books out there in the heavens, okay? And it's one particular book. At that time, Michael gonna stand up, and everybody who's written in that book, you're gonna be saved. And you notice this is not talking about everybody. It says, and at that time, thy people. This was talking to Daniel, not all people. I got news for you guys. This was not talking to Christians. This was not talking to Catholics. This was not talking to Americans. This is not talking to Africans. This is not talking to Russians. This is not talking to the Chinese. This is talking to the children of thy people. This is Daniel. This is talking to the physical Hebrew Israelites. You see that? Do you see that? Verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, in the cemetery, in the graveyard, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You see that? So whether you were righteous or wicked, at some point, you're going to be brought back. You're going to come up out of the dust of the ground. You're coming back. This is what the Christians in the New Testament tried to steal, and they call it the resurrection. You're reading about it right here. This is where they got it from. They stole it from the Old Testament. Verse 3. And this is after the resurrection is taking place. Verse 3. Remember, the resurrection is in verse 2. And here's verse 3. After you've been brought back. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Letting you know you're going to be living forever and forever. Verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. The end of what? The end of the world. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Like right now. Y'all see that? And if you can't see that, it's because for whatever reason at this moment, the Most High he's not allowing you to see it for whatever reason. Let's get into a little something right now. And I'm not going to keep y'all super long this morning, right? Because Most High willing, y'all, we're going to come back for another round later on this evening. Okay? But right now, Daniel chapter 10, and we're going to go to verse 10. I get choked up sometimes, family, when I even think about this right here, what I'm getting ready to read. Because ever since 2020, I've been seeing crazy numbers, right? When I say crazy numbers, y'all, I mean crazy numbers. I've been seeing 3-digit numbers and 4-digit numbers like crazy. I mean, like ridiculously crazy. ever since 2020, right? It's been getting more and more and more ever since 2020. We got the homie Eli Barrows in the building. Eli Barrows says, all praises to the most high power only. That's right, Eli Barrows. All praises to the most high and him only. We don't do no other nonsense deities over here. That's right. I call it nonsense. Anybody out there who's taking another deity and you're giving praises to that deity, that's nonsense, it's folly, and it's idolatry. Because guess what? Even the angel Gabriel, even the angel Michael is a deity. He's much more mightier than you and I. He's an eternal being. But we don't give praises to Michael and Gabriel. We don't pray to them. We don't sing songs to them in praise. Those are deities. Those are immortals. But we know not to worship them or pray to them. We worship and pray to Yahweh, the one who created those deities. You see that? I will never tell you guys other deities don't exist. Yes, they do. Only the Most High knows how many deities and entities exist out there. I don't need to know how many deities and entities exist. What I need to know is the King of all deities and entities, the God of gods, the King of kings, not Yeshua, not Yahweh Shai, not JC, not somebody who's going to die for you, not somebody who wants you to drink blood or none of that foolishness. That's all madness. It's idolatry. It's Roman Catholicism. It's Christianity. It's human cannibalism, spiritual cannibalism, and spiritual vampirism. We don't engage in any of that foolishness over here. We serve the Most High and him only. Shout out to brother Eli Barrows. Once again, he says all praises to the Most High power only. Do you niggas out there know what only means? Do you know what only means, Hebrew? It doesn't mean the Most High and his only begotten son, like all these Hebrew Israelite camps out here try to teach you, like IUIC, GMS, HOI, all this Bahashim and garbage. You don't need to go through any other deity. And don't tell me that Christ is not a deity. You niggas out there say that he died for you and he came back to life and then you can drink spiritual blood. Don't tell me that he's not a deity. He is a deity. To most of you niggas out there, Christ is your God. So don't come on here and try to say he's not a deity. You a lie. You think that he got something to do with your soul and your salvation. That's a deity, nigga. You're an idolater out there. That goes for IUIC, HOI, WFI, GMS, all of you out there. And I know some of you IUIC, GMS, WFI, I know some of you brothers have seen Most High Only channels. I'm sure that some of you have seen this channel. But guess what? You guys might got a lot of numbers, but you know not to buck back at what I'm saying right now because you don't have a leg to stand on. That foolishness doesn't work around here, and it doesn't work anywhere where the real physical Hebrew Israelites are at, and they know that it's only the Most High and him only. That's why you guys don't come on a channel like this and try to stand up for your idol. That's whether you're an IUIC member, HOI, WFI, GMS, all of you Hebrew Israelite camps. You're the same blasphemous, wicked idolaters, whether you know it or not. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen this channel. I'm sure some of you have seen videos over here where I call you out for your wicked, lying, idolatrous, blasphemous ways. But you didn't say a thing in the comment section because you know you don't have a leg to stand on. When we follow the Most High only, we can eat you Hebrew Israelite camps for breakfast out there when it comes to these scriptures, because all of y'all got another God, from your bishops to your elders to all of y'all. You got another God, and you cannot stand before the warriors of the Most High God because we serve him and him only. We'll eat you for breakfast in these scriptures. That's why you guys don't clap back at us, because you know better. And pretty soon the whole world's going to know better. You're going to follow the Most High only, or you're going to die, period. And I promise you, most of those people down North Carolina who got caught up in that hurricane, the majority of them, they got another God. And I'm not saying that because I have ill will to people down there. I'm saying it because it's true. I'm telling you right now, the Most High is sending his soldiers throughout the land, them invisible soldiers. Yeah, in the spirit realm, them angels, them hitmen, invisible hitmen that the Most High is calling in hits worldwide. And clearly, he sent some of his invisible hitmen, also known as angels. He sent some of them invisible hitmen to North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. And from where I'm sitting, it looks like the hitmen, they had a successful run. They had a successful hit, multiple hits, filling the places with dead bodies, casting them out as dung in the streets. You can think it's a game if you want to, because most of you guys out there, you're weak, you're docile, you're stupid, and you're soft. You better snap out of it before you become a casualty. And this is a love channel right here. This is a love channel right here. All y'all out here who on this channel, if you've been here for longer than a week, I'm sure you guys know this is a love channel dedicated to the physical Hebrew Israelites who are scattered into all nations for the disobedience of our ancestors. This is what real love looks like. Real love is not lies. This is real love, what we got going on over here. And the nations can't stand it. In the midst of the world falling apart, because the world is falling apart, America is falling apart. The daughter of Babylon is falling. You've been invaded by tens and tens and tens and millions of convicted murderers and rapists in their own countries. They've been convicted already. Millions and millions and millions of them. Convicted murderers and rapists in their own country. And then they've just been allowed to come right over here because they're part of the hit squad. Most of y'all gonna get put to death. I ain't got no time to sugarcoat it because we don't know how much longer any of us truly have. You don't know how long it's going to be before the Most High just says, you know what? Bring the curtain all the way down. And then it's just going to be curtains. If you got eyes to see, you know what time it is. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody out there. I'm saying it because it's true. Do you want to know what's going on or not? I advise anybody out there, if you don't want to be made aware of the true reality that you live in, leave this channel. Because you're going to get scared. I'm telling you right now, you're going to have the shit scared out of you. If you don't want to really know what's going on in reality, this is not the channel for you guys. Because reality is stranger than fiction, and it can get scary. And for many people right now, it is scary. I see things all the time. I be like, wow, wow, wow. We on a roller coaster, y'all. And your seatbelt, your buckle, your buckler is the Most High God. If you don't got your seatbelt on, which is your seatbelt is worshiping the Most High only, serving him only. You got your safety belt on, you'll be good. But most people on planet Earth, they don't got their safety belts on because they follow Yeshua. They worship Yeshua. They idolize Yahweh Shai. They idolize JC, Christ. So that means their seatbelt is off. So that means you're going to be riding down the street at a high rate of speed. And when the world comes to a wrecking end, you're going to crash out. You're going to call on Christ. And then you're going to be put to death instantly. R.I.P. to Sister Sonia Massey. I hope Sonia Massey name rings a bell. Remember, she had those two devil police officers in her house. Two devils. She said, I rebuke you in the name of JC. That cop said, what? You better fucking not. I'll shoot you in your fucking head. That's what he said, and that's what he did. Why? Because Sister Sonia Massey did what the majority of us have been trained to do. When you feel the presence of evil, when you're in distress, call on Christ. What the people didn't tell us was calling on Christ in these end times is going to get your head blown off. Just like Sonia Massey. Rest in peace. They didn't tell you that. And you know what? That should have been a message to the majority of people on planet Earth, especially the Hebrews. Then you got dumb, stupid, weak niggas. She called on the wrong name. If she would have used Christ's Hebrew name, he would have saved her. I'm like, man, Niggas are so stupid, y'all. And when I say niggas, I'm talking about you white people too. Okay? You Hispanics too. I'm talking about, you guys gotta understand this. To a nigga, everybody's a nigga. Sometimes I'm just referring to the Negro, black people. But sometimes when I say nigga, I could be referring to the male species. Or sometimes I could just be referring to human beings. Nigga is a word that's used interchangeably. And after finding out that Negroes are the house of David, they were sent to Spain, okay? After finding that out, I love being called a nigga. Whether I loved it or not, I've been being called a nigga since I was a little kid in elementary school. I got called nigga 500 times a day since elementary school. And for everybody out there, why y'all want to use the N-word? Nigga, I'm never going to stop saying nigga. Now, should have never let me find out that the Negroes are the house of David. The niggas who got sent to Spain. You should have never let a nigga like me find that out. I'm never going to stop calling myself a nigga. Nigga, 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 nigga. If you don't like it, you can leave the channel. Nigga. Negro. Spanish for nigga. Yeah. And last night, watching one of the elders in Israel, Hebrew on the island too, he showed the clip last night in the Jewish Encyclopedia. It starts telling you see, they always tell you that they didn't keep records, right? These devils kept records. In the Jewish Encyclopedia, they start naming the names of the people who was over there. And one of those choices says, Yahya ben David Negro. These are names of people. And they're saying that these people are Jewish. We know that they're not Jewish, they're Jews, they're Israelites. And it said Negro right on there. Why would the Jewish people have written in their records some of these people's names in Spain with Negro? Part of their name, literally. Why would they have that in there? Because they know you're not going to read. They know niggas don't read. Or the Negro. I'm telling you, y'all, they really did a number on us. Changed all the history around. And now they'll try to make you stop saying nigga. I ain't never gonna stop saying nigga. Call me nigga. That's my name. Negro is your family last name. House of David. So I don't care where you at. If you are a Negro, and guess what? A lot of these niggas out here in the world, they might be black, but they know they not Negroes. I used to work with one of the niggas who was a so-called African, right? And we know there are lots of Israelites out there in Africa, lots of them. But there's also lots of Hamites out there. I used to work with a Hamite, and he knew he would get mad when niggas try to call him a Negro. He made it be known. He would get serious. I'm not a Negro. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I know you're not a Negro. I know who you are. And he started to get mad too when the Israelites at my old job started to wake up. Because this Hamite, he was a Christian, of course. And he appeared to be a godly man. I'm not knocking his brother, but he was an idol worshiper. And when the Israelites started taking power of the scriptures up there at my old job, it was like me and two other brothers. That Hamite got upset because people used to go to him. I would say he was like a so-called Bible guy, Bible leader. But once the Israelites started taking our power back up there, I saw that Hamite get angry. And whenever somebody would start talking Bible stuff, he would get angry and say, hey, go ask those guys, talking about the Israelites. And this is something that all nations are going to realize. The Israelites have authority over the scriptures. Those are our scriptures, okay? And shout out to the Hebrew Israelites who are in Africa, because there's a lot of Hebrew Israelites out there in Africa. Shout out to the Hebrew Israelites who are in Spain right now. Shout out to the Hebrew Israelites who are in Central America, South America, in Brazil, in Russia, China. Yeah. Shout out to the Israelites who are in America. Shout out to the Israelites who are in Uruguay. We all over the world, y'all. Back in 2020, I started seeing numbers at a crazy rate. And one of the numbers I've been seeing for a minute is 1010. And sometimes I get choked up when I get right here, y'all. Because one of the elders in Israel, Elder Yudah and Yasharah, he's the only elder who I heard talk about these numbers, y'all. And he said, take those numbers and dive into the scriptures. And since I've been doing that, I know now one of the reasons for seeing these numbers was so that I could dive into the scriptures. And there's some people going to tell you, oh, that this is witchcraft, this is numerology. It's nothing like that, you guys. Numbers are and have always been a major part of our lives. But we've been told that these things are evil, okay? Even though your whole life runs off numbers. When you set your alarm clock to get up to go to slavery, you're using numbers. When you set your password on any of your devices, I'm sure you're using numbers. When you go to get your paycheck, nigga, I'm sure you're using numbers. When you check your bank account, if you have one, or when you check to see how much you got to pay somebody, or how much somebody got to pay you, I'm sure you're using numbers. But some kind of way, we let Catholics and Christians make us think that numbers are somehow evil. It's ridiculous. So one of the numbers that I was seeing constantly was 1010. So here we go to Daniel chapter 10, verse 10. Listen up. Daniel chapter 10, verse 10. And behold, an hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. I'm going to read it again. Daniel chapter 10, verse 10. And behold, an hand touched me. So somebody's touching Daniel, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. When I read that, because of kept seeing 1010 all the time, when I came to that, I said, you know what? This is a very interesting place for the Most High to make me pull up. So I said, I got to read the next verse, verse 11. And he said unto me, this is the part where I get choked up at, y'all. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. You guys, if I can't tell you how many times the Most High has showed me the number 1010. Only for me to find out the knowledge from one of the elders in Israel to take those numbers and dive into the scriptures. So when the Most High kept showing me 1010, this is what he's showing me. Because the Most High knew once I grabbed that knowledge, he would put it in my heart, in my spirit, to go to Daniel 10:10. That's the first place I went, y'all. I could have went any other place. I could have went to Jeremiah 10:10. I could have went to Psalms 10:10. But the Most High knew that he would put it in my spirit to go to Daniel 10:10. And this is what I find. Now let's read verse 12. And this is the one that really gets me, y'all. Then said he unto me, fear not, because this is an angel now talking to Daniel. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. Hebrews. Every time I think about that, every time I read that, It does something to me, y'all. I think that this is the first time that I've been able to read that when I'm doing the video and not become completely unglued, y'all. I still get emotional when I read that because I know what that is. I can't tell you guys how many times the Most High has showed me numbers. I can't tell you how many times he showed me the number 1010. And that day when I finally saw that video from Elder Yuda Yasharal, and he said, take those numbers and dive into the scriptures with them. If you keep seeing 11:11, take those numbers, dive into the scriptures. You keep seeing 7:7, dive into the scripts. If you keep seeing 12:12, 10:10, 4:44, 4:444, whatever you're seeing, one of those reasons I know now is to take those numbers and dive into the scripts. 1010 is a number that I've seen too many times to count. Still see it. And the first time I took that and I dove into Daniel 10:10, it put me right in the middle of Daniel having this kind of experience. I'm going to read it again. This time I'm going to go from Daniel 10:10 to 10:12. We're going to go Daniel chapter 10, verse 10 through 12. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hand. Because Daniel was laid out flat on the ground, okay? If you don't know, check this out. We're going to start at Daniel chapter 10, verse 9 to get to Daniel 10:10. Verse 9. Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then I was in a deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground. Daniel is laid out. Do you hear this? Verse 10. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hand. Because Daniel was laid out flat like a pancake, y'all. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. You guys, since I've been seeing 1010 all the time, the Most High drove me to this spot right here, and I'm seeing a hand grabbed him and touched Daniel and set him upon his hands and his knees. You guys, you guys don't understand the kind of state that I was in at this moment, y'all. I was praying like crazy constantly, even now. I was praying like heck, like crazy, calling out to the Most High like I never had before in my life, seeing numbers like I never had before in my life. And the Most High brought me right here and pulled me up right here. And this is what he's been trying to tell me all the times I've been seeing 1010, and I had no idea. Why am I seeing numbers like this? Why am I seeing particular certain numbers like 1010 all the time? And now I know why. Because this is what the Most High was saying to me. Okay? I was praying all the time, even now, like I never had before. I've been calling out to the Most High like I never had before, even now. And this is what the Most High was saying to me. Oh, Daniel, he's saying to me, oh, Mr. Real Talk, a man greatly beloved. You guys, I'm not trying to get you guys to believe me. I'm telling you what happened to me and why I get so emotional every time I read this. Because I know now this is what the Most High was saying to me every time he kept showing me 1010. Oh, Mr. Real Talk, a man greatly beloved. And if you've been seeing 1010, you should be taking this and saying this along with whatever your name is. Okay, so you put your name here in the place of Daniel because the Most High is talking to you. That's why you keep seeing 1010. And he said unto me, oh, Mr. Real Talk, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken these words to me, I stood trembling. It's something about when the Most High presence is around It's something about when the Most High sends messengers, sends angels in your presence. Depending on how he does it, it can be a very trembling thing, as Daniel was afraid. Verse 12. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand. And I'm telling you, you need to place your name in that spot. You've been seeing 1010 all the time. You've been crying out to the Most High and him only like you never had before. You've been praying and calling out to him, keeping the commandments like you never had before. You keep seeing 1010. You place your name right here instead of Daniel's. Then said he unto me, fear not, Mr. Real Talk, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. Hebrew, that's how powerful your words are. From the very first time, it says, from the very first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, the very first day that you set your mind to understand the truth about the Most High, and only the Most High and only yourself knows when that day was. Whenever that day was, you didn't know everything you know now, but whenever that day was that you set in your heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard. Just think about that, Hebrews. I know when I think about that, it breaks me down. It breaks me down. It makes me, I get overwhelmed when I think about that. You telling me from the very first time I set my mind to understand, that was years ago. That was years ago. I was still a Messianic at that time. That was years ago. But I set my mind, and in my heart, I want to know the Most High. I've got to understand these things. It's saying that the Most High heard your words way back then. You think about that. He heard your words way back then, Hebrew. And it says, for thy words, I'm come for thy words. The Most High will show up because of your words, your prayers. Whether you're praying them out loud like I'm talking, or whether you're praying them in your heart and in your mind, Hebrews. That's a heavy thing, Hebrew. And look at this. We're going to do a little bit of reading out of this. Okay? We're going to do a little bit of reading out of this, and then I'm going to let you guys go. All right? I'm going to let you guys go, and then we'll come back later on this evening, Most High willing. All right? Let's take a little look. What we're going to do right now, we're going to take a little look at the book of Enoch. Okay, that would be right there, first Enoch, all right? The book of Enoch is broken down into multiple parts. Let's check this out. Let's check out the book of Enoch, chapter 104. The book of Enoch, chapter 104. Listen up, Hebrew. I swear to you that the messengers in heaven remember you for good before the glory of the Great One, and your names are written before the glory of the Great One. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Didn't we just read something like this in the book of Daniel? That when Michael stands up, didn't we just read in the book of Daniel when Michael stands up, the Prince Michael that stands for the children of thy people, that he's going to stand up at that great time of trouble, and at that time, thy people, the Israelites, going to be delivered, everyone's name who's found written in the book, the book. We read that in Daniel. And here we are in the book of Enoch. I got news for you, Hebrews. In case you don't know, I got news for you. The book of Enoch was written before the book of Daniel. Did you know that? Did you know that? Even though they hid it from us for a long time. They told you these books are not canonized. These books are wicked. They hid these books in many, many other books. This is how you know it's true. The book of Daniel tells you at that time, Michael's going to stand up and everybody who's written in the book will be delivered. Here's the book of Enoch 104. Listen good. I swear to you that the messengers in heaven, which are the angels, I swear to you that the messengers in heaven remember you for good before the glory of the great one. Could this be that book of remembrance? How they're remembering you before the great one? Also talked about in the book of Malachi. The book of Malachi. Matter of fact, see, this is how we tie all this stuff together, y'all. This is how we tie all of this stuff together, y'all. All praises to the great one, y'all. The mighty one of Jacob, who allows us to tie all of these things together. See, we're not just talking no more. We're showing these things, we're proving these things, and you guys can come on here and do this same thing. Right? You guys can come on and do the same thing. Look at this. Okay? We getting into it this morning, y'all. We getting into it this morning. In case you guys can't see, okay, I don't know how good you guys can see that. You can pause it, you can zoom in. This is the book of Malachi, okay? Listen to this. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 16, one of my favorites. All of these are one of my favorites. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, like we always do. Don't we speak often one to another around here? Ain't I almost going live almost every other day? Y'all, I be going live so much, y'all. I be forgetting how much I go live sometimes. We go live pretty frequently around here, and no wonder why. Remember I told y'all some time back, I don't know when I'm going to go live. I just go when it's time to go. The Most High puts it on my heart and my spirit to go live. That's how I know it's time to go. Whenever he say, hey, nigga, go live. Okay, all right, Pops, it's time to go live. Malachi 3 and 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord heard it. What? The Lord heard it. He did what? The Lord heard it. The Most High got ears, y'all. The Lord heard it. I'm sorry. The Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. Ain't we always fearing the Most High? Ain't we always thinking about his name? Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yah. We think about his name all the time. We got Sky Melvin in the building. Sky Melvin says, hey, Mr. Real Talk, made it to the live. Strength emoji, thumbs up emoji, prayer emoji. Hey, Sky Melvin, shout out to you, Sky Melvin, for being here. Always good to see you. Glad you can make this live, Sky Melvin. We got Almighty Most High, only Creator. What's going on, brother? Almighty Most High, only Creator says, praise the Creator Most High. That's right, brother. Praise the Creator Most High and him alone. Look, death to all idols. We want all your idols to die. We want all your idols to burn. Death to all idols. Glory, admiration, and praise to the Creator Most High and him only. All you other idols can drop dead out there. You're useless. You're nothing. Okay? And we're going to read this again. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. Nah, they just spoke every once in a while. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. Nah, They just made videos once a month. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. No, brother. Just go live every other week, brother. Once a week, brother. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. That's why every time you look at it, we going live over here. And the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written. They wrote it down before him. For who? For them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. I fear the Most High God. Okay? You know what? It's a fearful thing, but I thank the Most High God that he taught me the fear of him. He taught me I better fear him, and he taught me how to fear him. And I can definitely say I have the fear of the Most High God in my heart. I fear the Most High. I'm terrified of the Most High God because I know who he is and I know how he gets down and I know what he's about. He's serious. He's the King of Kings, the God of gods. And that's why we go often live around here so we can talk often. And we just read Malachi 3:16, right? It told you that the Most High hearkened and he heard it. He heard us talking about him. And I'm not just talking us on this channel. I'm talking about us worldwide. The people who turn it back to the Most High, him only. You, wherever you at, whoever you talking to amongst yourselves. The Most High hearkened and he heard it. He heard us wherever we were at. Africa, America, Russia, China. The Most High heard us and he hearkened. That means he listened to us. Somebody hearken to you, they're going to do what you're asking. The Most High is doing what we're asking. He heard it and he hearkened. And a book was written before him. A book was written before him, y'all. A book. They got books up in heaven, y'all. They got a heavenly library. And a book is written before him. Not for everybody, for those who fear him. If you're afraid of the Most High, I'm terrified of him. And we talk about it often. So we read in Malachi 3:16 that a book is being written before the Most High because he heard, and a book of remembrance. Also in Daniel told you, when Michael stands up, the children of thy people going to be delivered, the ones who are written in the book. And now here we are in one of the books that the Roman Catholic Church has told us not to read. They're saying that this book is evil. These same books, though, listen to this. Listen to this and tell me if this isn't saying the same thing that Malachi and Daniel is saying. The book of Enoch, chapter 104. I swear to you that the messengers in heaven, once again talking about the angels, remember you for good before the glory of the Most High. That means that the messengers in heaven are bringing your name up, talking good about you in the presence of the Most High. Did you tell me that ain't the same thing as what we just read in Malachi 3:16? The Most High hearkened, he heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him. You tell me that this ain't the same as that? I swear to you that the messages in heaven remember you, book of remembrance, remember you for good before the glory of the Most High. And your names are written before the glory of the Great One. This is the same thing, y'all. If you guys can see it, if there's anybody out there who can see what I just read in Malachi 3:16, in Daniel, where it talks about when Michael stands up, everybody in the book gonna be delivered, and here in Enoch 104 talking the same thing. If you can see this out there, Hebrew, go in the live chat and type in I can see it. Only if you can see it, though. If you don't see it, which at this point I don't understand how you can't see it, Hebrew, but if you can see it, why don't you go down to the live chat right now and say I can see it. Only if you can see it, though. Same thing talking about in Daniel. Same thing talking about in twice in Daniel. I believe it's Daniel chapter 10, Daniel chapter 12, Malachi 3:16. We just read, and now Enoch 104. I'm gonna read it again, y'all. I swear to you that the messengers in heaven, and remember this, Enoch was alive way before Daniel, y'all. This is something that our people don't understand because of all the lies. At one point, believe it or not, the book of Enoch was the book that everybody went by. It was around way before the Old Testament was even written, you guys. Just because now you're just finding it, or I'm just finding it, Enoch was around way before that. If anybody, you actually want to think that Enoch was so righteous and you think that he didn't write, our people have been writing since the beginning of time. Of course, Enoch wrote books. And I doubt that we have everything that Enoch had or that he said, passed down through oral tradition, like many of our ways. Knowledge has been hidden, but the angel told Daniel, in the end times, knowledge will increase. Seal up the books for now, Daniel, but in the end times, it's all going to be revealed, just like right now. Daniel knew that the angels was writing people's names in the book. Malachi knew, and so did Enoch. I'm going to read it again. The book of Enoch, chapter 104. I swear to you that the messengers in heaven remember you for good before the glory of the great one, and your names are written before the glory of the great one. Be hopeful, for you were previously put to shame through ill and affliction. But now you will shine as the lights of the heavens. You tell me that this is not the same thing in Daniel that we just read? When Daniel said those who turn many to righteousness shall shine like the stars in the firmament, here the book of Enoch is saying the same thing. You guys want to tell me you don't see this out there? Is there anybody out there who can see this connection? This is serious, you guys. But now you will shine as the lights of the heavens. You guys, can you see this? Can you see this? And maybe I need to go back and read that part again, right? Because we gotta dispel these rumors, you guys. We gotta dispel all of these rumors, like these books are not for us to be taken in. These books are of the Most High. It's saying the same thing, y'all. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. That's Daniel chapter 12 and 3. And here we are over here in the book of Enoch chapter 104, verse 2. Be hopeful, for you were previously put to shame through ill and affliction, but now you will shine as the lights of the heavens. You will shine and you will be seen, and the portals of the heavens will be open to you. You guys, somebody out there sees that. You may be too afraid to admit it, because all of us know we got people watching us. You may have somebody who's watching you, and if they see you agree with what I just read right now, even though I'm reading it out of the scriptures, you guys see that Daniel and Enoch is saying the same thing. Saying the same thing as Malachi 3 and 16. The same thing as Daniel 12 and 3 is right here in Enoch 104. Do you see it, Hebrew? You will shine and you will be seen, and the portals of the heavens will be open to you. Do you hear that? Do you know that the portals of the heaven are open to us who serve the Most High and Him alone? Y'all don't hear me out there. And in your cry for judgment, and it will appear to you. Do you hear that, Hebrew? I'm crying for judgment out there. I want the Most High to judge my enemies, to judge your enemies. I want all of my enemies to slide head first into the pit of destruction, to never see the light of day ever again. That's what you should be praying for. That's what you should be crying for. Once again, what we're reading in the book of Enoch, chapter 104, you can read plenty of prayers like this in the Psalms, where the psalmist is praying for judgment. And the book of Enoch says, cry for judgment, and it will appear to you, for all your tribulation will be visited on the rulers and on all who help those who plundered you. You hear that? Be hopeful and do not cast away your hopes, for you will have great joy as the messengers of heaven. You're going to be as happy as the angels are. Do you guys hear that? You're going to be happy as the angels are. What will you be obliged to do? You will not have to hide on the day of great judgment, and you will not be found as sinners, and the continuous judgment will be far from you for all the generations of the world. The Most High is going to keep judgment far away from you, Hebrew. And now, do not fear, you righteous, when you see the sinners growing strong and prospering in their ways. Do not be companions with them, but keep far from their violence, for you will become companions of the host of heaven. Do you see that? You're going to become companions with the angels. The angels are going to be your friends, not these sinners out here. For you will become companions of the host of heaven. And although you sinners say, all our sins will not be searched out and written down, nevertheless, they will write down all your sins every day. And now I show to you that light and darkness, day and night, see all your sins. Do not be godless in your hearts, and do not lie, and do not alter the words or uprightness, nor change the words of the Holy Great One with lying, nor take account of your idols. For all your lying and all your godlessness do not issue in righteousness, but in great sin. And now I know this mystery, that sinners will alter and pervert the words of righteousness in many ways, and will speak wicked words and lie and practice great deceits and write scrolls concerning their words. New Testament ring a bell? But when they write down all my words truthfully in their languages and do not change or diminish from my words, you can hit the Torah Tanakh right here. Do not add or take away. That's the same thing the book of Enoch is saying, y'all. But when they write down all my words truthfully in their languages and do not change or diminish from my words, but write them all down truthfully, all that I first testified concerning them, then I know another mystery. Scrolls will be given to the righteous and the wise to become a cause of joy. Like the book of Enoch, like the Apocrypha, like the book of Baruch. You hear that? I know another mystery. Just like you knew the other mystery about fake scrolls being written with lies, adding to and taking away. He says, I know another mystery. Scrolls will be given to the righteous and the wise to become a cause of joy. Y'all see this? This is a cause of joy right here. The Apocrypha, the book of Jubilees, the book of Jasher, that's a cause of joy to us. And uprightness and much wisdom, and the scrolls will be given to them, given to us. And they will believe in them and rejoice over them. And them all the righteous who have learned from all the path of uprightness will be repaid. Do y'all hear that? This is amazing, you guys. This is amazing. Okay? Check this out. I'm going to read a little snippet from the book of 2nd Enoch. Listen to this. The book of 2nd Enoch, chapter 3. It came to pass when Enoch had told this to his sons that the messengers took him on their wings and bore him up to the first heaven and placed him on the clouds. And there I looked, and again I looked higher and saw the ether. And they placed me on the first heaven and showed me a very great sea, greater than the earthly sea. Chapter 5. And here I looked down and saw the treasure houses of the snow, and the messengers who keep their terrible storehouses. We know that messengers is angels, and the clouds from where they come out into which they go. There are angels controlling the weather out there, the snow, the rain, Enoch knew this because God had the angel show it to him. The book of 2nd Enoch, chapter 7. And those men took me and led me up on the second heaven and showed me darkness greater than earthly darkness. And there I saw prisoners hanging, watched, awaiting the great and boundless judgment. And these messengers were dark looking, more than earthly darkness, and unceasingly making weeping through all hours. And I said to the men who were with me, for what reason are those unceasingly tortured? They answered me, these are God's apostates who did not obey God's commands, but took counsel with their own will and turned away with their prince, who is also fastened on the fifth heaven. And I felt great pity for them. And they saluted me and said to me, man of God, pray for us to the Lord. And I answered them, who am I, a mortal man, that I should pray for messengers? Who knows where I go, or what will befall me, or who will pray for me? Look at this. The book of 2nd Enoch, chapter 9. This place, O Enoch, is prepared for the righteous, who endure all manner of offense from those that exasperate their souls, who avert their eyes from iniquity, and make righteous judgment, and give bread to the hungering, and cover the naked with clothing, and raise up the fallen, and help injured orphans, and who walk without fault before the face of the Lord, and serve him alone. And for them, this place is prepared for continuous inheritance. You guys, there are all kind of secrets in the book of Enoch. Okay, we're going to take a quick peek. We're going to take a quick peek at the testament of the 12 patriarchs, all right? About to let you guys go. I'm just going to take a quick peek real quick. All right, you know what? Let's take a look over it. Hold on. All right, let's start right here. The testaments of the 12 patriarchs. The testament of Issachar, the fifth son of Jacob and Leah. Chapter 1. This is the testament of Issachar, y'all. Chapter 1. The copy of the words of Issachar. For he called his sons and said to them, listen, my children, to your father Issachar. Give ear to the words of him who is beloved of the Lord. I was born the fifth son to Jacob, by way of hire for the mandrakes. For my brother Reuben brought in mandrakes from the field, and Rachel met him and took them. And Reuben wept, and at his voice my mother Leah came forth. Now these mandrakes were sweet-smelling apples, which were produced in the land of Haran, below a ravine of water. And Rachel said, I will not give them to you, but they will be to me instead of children. For the Lord hath despised me, and I have not borne children to Jacob. Now there were 2 apples, and Leah said to Rachel, is it enough for you that you have taken my husband? Will you take these also? And Rachel said to her, you will have Jacob this night for the mandrakes of your son. And Leah said to her, Jacob is mine, for I am the wife of his youth. But Rachel says, do not boast, and do not vaunt yourself, for he espoused me before you, and he served our father 14 years for my sake, and had craft not increased on the earth, and had the wickedness of men not prospered, you would not now see the face of Jacob. Chapter 2. Then a messenger of the Lord appeared to Jacob, saying, Rachel will bear 2 children, inasmuch as she has refused company with her husband and has chosen continency. And had my mother Leah not, not paid for the 2 apples for the sake of his company, she would have borne 8 sons. For this reason, she bore 6, and Rachel bore the 2. For on account of the mandrakes, the Lord visited her. For he knew that for the sake of children, she wished to company with Jacob, and not for lust of pleasure. For also on the next day, she again gave up Jacob because of the mandrakes. Therefore, the Lord listened to Rachel. For, for though she desired them, she did not eat them, but offered them in the house of the Lord, presenting them to who was the priest of the Most High at that time. Y'all see that? She used fruit for offering for the Lord. She didn't go out and kill an animal. J.R. Meadows says, read. That's right, Art. Chapter 3. When therefore I grew up, my children, I walked in uprightness of heart. Hold up. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold up. Chapter 3. When therefore I grew up, my children, I walked in uprightness of heart, and I became a farmer for my father and my brothers. Y'all see this? The 12 tribes of Israel, y'all, we are the real farmers. We are the original farmers, y'all. And I brought in fruits from the field according to their season. And my father blessed me, for he saw that I walked in rectitude before him, and I was not a busybody in my doings, nor envious and malicious against my neighbor. I never slandered anyone, nor did I censure the life of any man, walking as I did in singleness of eye. Therefore, when I was 35 years old, I took a wife for myself, for my labor wore away my strength, and I never thought on pleasure with women. You see that? Issachar wasn't caught up in lust. Issachar wasn't caught up with trying to have sex with every sister that he saw. He was grinding. He was working. So he never thought on pleasure with women. But owing to my toil, sleep overcame me. And my father always rejoiced in my rectitude, because I offered all first fruits through the priest of the Lord. Then to my father also, and the Lord increased 10,000-fold his benefits in my hands. And also Jacob my father knew that God aided my singleness. For on all the poor and oppressed I bestowed the good things of the earth in the singleness of my heart. See that? Issachar was a farmer, y'all. See, they didn't want us reading this and knowing this in the Holy Bible. That's why they made sure they kept things like this out. Issachar was a farmer, and the Most High blessed him with his offerings and his first fruits. It was literally fruits. He wasn't killing animals for God. Okay? That's a couple of chapters of the Testament of Issachar. Okay? Let's check this out. The Testament of Naphtali, the 8th son of Jacob, and Bilhah. We're just going to read chapter 1 of the Testament of Naphtali. Then I'm going to let you guys go. Chapter 1, the copy of the Testament of Naphtali, which he ordained at the time of his death, in the 130th year of his life, when his sons were gathered together in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, while still in good health. You see this? While still in good health. He made them a feast of food and wine. So anybody out there saying you can't drink wine, cut it out. And after he was awake in the morning, he said to them, I am dying. And they did not believe him. And as he glorified the Lord, he grew strong and said that after yesterday's feast, he should die. And he then began to say, Hear, my children, you sons of Naphtali, hear the words of your father. I was born from Bilhah, and because of Rachel's death, craftily and gone and gave Bilhah in place of herself to Jacob. And she conceived and bore me on Rachel's knees. Therefore she called my name Naphtali, for Rachel loved me very much, because I was born on her lap. And when I was still young, she was accustomed to kiss me and say, May I have a brother of yours from my own womb, like to you, from where also Joseph was like to me in all things, according to the prayers of Rachel. Now my mother was Bilhah, daughter of Raphaeus, the brother of Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, who was born on one of the same day with Rachel. And Raphaeus was of the family of Abraham, a Chaldean, God-fearing, freeborn and noble. And he was taken captive and was bought by Laban. And he gave him his handmaid Una to be his wife. And she bore a daughter and called her name Zilpah, after the name of the village in which he had been taken captive. And next she bore Bilhah, saying, My daughter hastens after what is new. For as soon as she was born, she seized the breast and hastened to suck it. Chapter 2 of the Testament of Naphtali. And I was swift on my feet like the deer, and my father Jacob appointed me for all the messages. You guys might not believe this, but this is talking literally. Naphtali is telling you he could run as fast as a deer. This is not figuratively speaking, y'all. And I was swift on my feet like the deer. And my father Jacob appointed me for all messages, because he knew Naphtali could run real fast. And he gave me his blessing as a deer. For as the potter knows how much the vessel is to contain, and brings clay accordingly, so also the Lord makes the body after the likeness of the spirit. And he implants the spirit according to the capacity of the body. And the one does not fall short of the other by a third part of the hair. For by weight and measure and rule was all the creation made. Y'all hear this? And as the potter knows the use of each vessel, what it is appropriate for, so also the Lord knows the body, how far it will persist in goodness, and when it begins in evil. For there is no inclination or thought which the Lord does not know. For he created every man after his own image, as a man's strength also in his work, and in his mind, so also is his skill. And as his purpose, so also is his achievement. And as his heart, so also is his mouth. As his eye, so also is his sleep. As his soul, so also is his word. Either in the law of the Lord or in the works of Belial. And as there is a division between light and darkness, between seeing and hearing, so also is there a division between man and man, and between woman and woman. And it is not to be said that the one is like the other, either in face or in mind. For God made all things good in their order, the five senses in the head, and he joined the neck to the head, also adding the hair to it for comeliness and glory. windpipe for talking, in the breath, the liver for wrath, the gall for bitterness, the spleen for laughter, the reins for prudence, the muscles of the loins for power, the lungs for drawing in, the loins for strength, and so forth. So then, my children, let all your works be done in order with good intent in the fear of God, and do nothing disorderly in scorn or out of due season. For if you command the eye to hear, it cannot. So neither can you do the works of light while you are in darkness. You guys, there is a wealth of knowledge in these books. Just like we read in Enoch, these books will be given to the wise. It will be a wealth of knowledge, and the people of the Most High will believe in them and rejoice over them. You guys, I thank you for hanging out with your brother this early part of the day. I hope that somebody has been blessed out there. I hope that somebody has been edified by the readings from Daniel, from the book of Enoch, from the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. I hope somebody's been blessed from these readings out there. Tav X, Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I love each and every one of you out there. Most High willing, later on this evening, we'll be back for one more go at it. Until then, you guys stay safe out there. You have a blessed day, a blessed weekend. And most high willing, I'll see you guys later on this evening. Tav X, Hebrews, purity and becoming one. Let's say a quick prayer and then we're going to bounce. Turn with me. We're going to face the east. Hands up like Solomon. Later on this evening, you guys come back. We're going to read when Solomon said you turn to the east and put your hands up. We're going to read that later on this evening. So if you guys are available, come on back. Let's pray. Most High God, we thank you for allowing us to see this beautiful day. We thank you for smiling upon us with your tender kindness, your love and mercy. Please blot out all of our transgression and remember not our iniquity. Hide our sins in the sea of forgetfulness and never remember them again. Most High God, look upon our enemies and take them away suddenly in your wrath and in your anger. Have not mercy upon them, but make their feet slip and slide in due time. Even now as we're praying, make their feet slide and let them slide head first into the pit of destruction. Anybody out there trying to cause harm to us or our children or our family, Most High, bring that harm to them and their children and their family and bring it to them sevenfold. Make their households desolate, oh God. Come upon them and terrorize them. Persecute them with your angels. Persecute them with your storms and your tempests, your tornadoes, your sinkholes. Cause animals to attack our enemies, oh God. Cause wild animals to attack them. Cause domestic animals to attack them and rip them to smithereens, oh God. Have not mercy upon our enemies, but remember all of their sins and keep their transgression before your face and cast them all out as dung in the streets. But smile upon us. Hide us all in your secret place, and we will be ever grateful to remember your name, Father. In your name we pray, Most High. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Selah. We got Melanin Monroe in the building. Melanin Monroe says, all praises to the Most High. That's right. Melanin Monroe, forgive me if I'm wrong. I can't really see that picture. I can't tell if you're a brother or a sister. I don't think I've seen you on here before, but forgive me if I'm wrong. If you have been on here before, it's definitely good to see you. Welcome to the family. If you're new, I don't know how much of this broadcast you was able to catch, but if you didn't see it all, go back to the beginning, watch it all the way. For anybody who came on here late, if you didn't see all the video, Go back, you guys, and watch from the beginning. And share this video with somebody out there, okay? Also, if any of you out there would like to chop it up with your brother about whatever, here's my email. My email is glorytoyah1121@gmail.com. I repeat, my email is glorytoyah1121@gmail.com. It's on the screen right now. If you can look at it, you can pause it. You can screenshot it. Do whatever you got to do. Get that email. That's my email, Hebrews. I love all of you guys. Whether you're new, whether you're old, whether you stumbled across this channel right here. Because I know one thing. You might think that you're stumbling across this channel, but in all actuality, the Most High had you guys come over here. Right? Wherever you are on planet Earth, Tob X to you Hebrews, purity and becoming one. How do we become pure, you guys? We got to keep the Most High's commandment and serve him and him alone. No sidekick, no superhero, Batman and Robin, none of that garbage. It's the Most High God, and he is a single entity who rules alone. He got many employees, many messengers, many angels, but they're under him. There's no deity out there on the same level as the Most High. There's no deity out there that's even kind of close to on his level. That's nonsense. It's called idolatry. Okay? But shout out to all of you Hebrews who are worldwide out there. I love all of y'all. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes who've been scattered into all nations. Once again, my email is right there on the screen. It's glorytoyah1121@gmail.com. And like I said, Most High willing, we'll be back later on this evening to do it one more time. I love y'all. Peace, family. I'm out.